Aries. Happy birthday to all my Aries babies. Take what resonates and leave the rest. There's no gender in tarot. If it don't apply, let it fly. Leave it for somebody else. This is a collective message for all my Aries babies. All is well to you and your family. I hope you guys are having a happy, what's today? Wednesday? At least I hope it is. Today's Wednesday. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, it's Wednesday all day. Wednesday. My Aries babies. I stop looking at days of the week. I just calculate time these days. So Aries, take what resonates and leave the rest. There's agenda and tarot. Flip it, switch it, get in where you fit in. Okay? Anything you need to know about me is in the description tab on the page. You're going to like, love, and share and help out with the channel. Okay? Persons are accepted. It's in the description tab there as well. You can follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, things in that nature. Gotta be a little quiet because my prince is sleeping. I'm sleeping, okay? It's been under the weather, but hey, what you doing? Life be life. So God, descending masters, universal spirit and truth. Let's see what the message is for you. Okay. So let's see, Aries. Memories. Okay. So you may be going through nostalgic, you and your situation, or the other person who has had memories. Cancer. So you can have Cancer in your chart. Okay. Open heart, empathy, vulnerable. Okay. So you and your person could have an open heart, vulnerable, beginnings, try again, new direction, starting over. Ooh, ooh la la. Starting over, trying again. Okay. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Gotta not hit this table so loud. Let's see, Aries. I was talking to my client, and her and her past, they started new memories together. And that's that new beginning is very exciting, you know. Okay. Nourish, self-growth, self-focus, soul-finding. That's what I did this morning. Nourish. And nourish necessarily don't mean food. When we say nourish, sometimes, you know, we think of food. Sometimes you got to nourish the mind, the body, the soul, okay? Maybe you're nourishing, or maybe your person's nourishing. Like I said, I did that this morning. I had to do my homework, and I decided to do some shadow work, and that was very nourishing for me, okay? So let's see with the tarot card, Aries, okay? I like that nourishing your self-growth. So maybe you're looking at it in a different way, you know? Self-possibilities, memories, King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Maybe you might be in your feelings about the memories, or maybe you're dealing with the warning sign, just thinking of the good memories, okay? The bittersweet, you know, the reminiscing of when we were, you know? Oh my God, when we were, okay? The bittersweet. Oh, so bittersweet. The moon, more water energy. So it's just like you or your person, y'all are definitely emotional right now and opening up your heart, having empathy. Oh, do I know about empathy, Lord Jesus? Like I said, I was doing some personals and nourishing myself earlier. I had to pour back in myself because I was so excited and so ecstatic for her that I drained myself, okay? So having an open heart can also be draining. You know, you go down spiral lane with the moon. The moon can go by, you know, behind the scenes, what you don't see, what you don't know. The moon also signifies secrets. Maybe you're keeping it to yourself. Maybe a person is keeping it to themselves. Okay. Um, the moon is also in water as well. Maybe you're keeping some empathy. Okay. A lack of emotional about your person. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you are ecstatic. Okay. Try again on new beginnings. Let's see on that. Try again on new beginnings with the five of swords, the five of wands. Now you know the five of wands can come out in a negative aspect. You know that's conflict, that's competing, that's a challenge. But I look at anything positive, it's gonna challenge you. Okay, starting a new beginning. Maybe you feel like for you to start something new with in this situation, whether it's friend, family, lover, you that's gonna cause a challenge for you, okay? Because that's gonna cause you to have to open your heart and be vulnerable, and maybe the memories was a bittersweet time that you used to be able to dwell and reminisce and open up and be vulnerable, but it might cause a challenge. Challenges can also have to do with people too, because people can block you and stand in your way, of certain things. It could be family, friends, if you're not around the right company that's cheering you on. Sometimes you gotta cheer yourself on. And that can definitely be challenging. You know what I'm saying? Um, for example, when I started my business, I was just like, oh, I had to be my own cheerleader because nobody really believed. But at the end of the day, hard work does pay off. And it gives you that aspiration that you need, whether it's starting a business, starting a relationship, putting something back together, even though through obstacles, nourishing. Baby, you can't get no better than that under nourishing. Six of wands, I'm sorry. That's victory. That's fulfilling. Okay, that's feeding the soul. And you might can even do. I'm been cooking this Monteranian food lately, and Tristan's like, like, Mama, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get him used to the culture, and that's new, but it's nourishing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way I can kind of collaborate when it comes to nourishing. But teaching and growing and focusing on the correct things, being around the correct people, clearing out your energy, being in balance, putting your feet in the grass, being vulnerable, being open to see both ways, thinking back like I got Aries in my Mercury, so I can relate to this, thinking back, thinking on memories, of how things used to be fulfilling and wanting to start a new beginning and wanting to open your heart and wanting to be vulnerable to nourish your soul. In relationships, that's basically what it's about, that nourishment, and always keeping that open and blocking out conflict. That's negative thinking, that's negative people, that's high vibrational energy that you always want to continue to pour in yourself, which is very nourishing. Okay, and the memories that you got, maybe from the time y'all dated to now, maybe you want to do that, but the moon is out here, and that's the questionable thing. The sad thing about it is, with the moon, that's secrets, that's keeping within. I feel like now person, place, or thing should be able to have to be quiet about how they feel. I talk to my son all the time about expression. Express your feelings. Be willing to self-reflect and self-expression. If he's hurting, please say that. That's just for example. If he's going through something, if he don't like something, or if he don't like the situation he is, that's being vulnerable to the situation and being able to have empathy for the situation and being able to open his heart, which will open his throat chakra to say something. This is deep. This is deep. Okay, Aries. This is so funny because this is basically what I spoke to my client about this morning. This is so weird. So that she must have Aries somewhere in her chart. Wow. Okay, let's see, Aries. This is deep. This is good. Being vulnerable, being expressive. Okay. Confession from Mate card. Communication. Ow! That's what it's about. And it fell on the moon. Let me clarify the moon. And I didn't do this for no other sign, but the moon can be many other things. The moon can be holding within. The moon can be secrets. The moon can be there's a problem with your throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? The moon can also leave disappointments. The moon can be sorrow, but the moon can actually be happy, opening your heart. Okay. Um, let's see what the moon is. Clarify for the moon. For my Aries, open your heart. Yeah. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups can be options, okay? Making the right option, opening your heart to the right option, okay? Maybe somebody put you as an option or you put somebody else as an option, okay? The Seven of Cups can also mean emotion. This is a lot of water. A lot of water. I want to reach out to you. Please be open your heart, be receptive to the communication. You will hear from me soon. So maybe you and your person actually want to communicate, want to be expressive to each other, start a new beginning. This could be also platonic as well. But like I told her, you have to erase. I wouldn't say forget the memories because the memories are very important as well. And reason why I say that is, people do change. You know what I'm saying? They do nourish themselves with self growth, self focus, soul finding. Okay. But I always say the apple don't fall too far free and the leopard don't change its stripes. That takes work. That takes journeying. That's a self-love, self-care journey. Okay? I mean, here's the but. But, if there's any, how to say, regret with dwelling means you're going to dwell on the past that was not so well or dwell on a situation that was impossible. That goes on to a trust factor. And self growth, one thing I learned personally about self growth is I got to learn to trust me, which is trusting divine, which is trusting my intuition. And regardless of how open and vulnerable I am and how conflicted I am to start a new beginning with the moon, I'm not going to keep quiet about it, especially when it comes to communicating with people. Now, I can't say no communication speaks louder than word as well, Aries. Okay? I can't say that. No communication speaks volume to me. Okay? That speaks volume. I'll be telling people, hey, you don't call me, I don't call you. We be on that type of time. Life goes on. So that speaks volume as well. Okay, and that's not saying that you're not nourishing and you're not open. That just be the truth with the moon out here. So maybe you haven't spoke and there's a lack of communication and you're going down memory lane and you're just realizing that maybe it's bittersweet because that was the moon here. Nobody spoke, nobody said anything. With the Seven of Cups, this could be an emotional advantage for you to figure out which one of these cups is more beneficial for me to communicate or just keeping on that balance level with the King of Cups. Not getting so emotional. King of Cups can also come as a person that feels in the inside, but you'll never know it within their face, okay? This is deep. Spiritual wisdom. you know. From my Aries, spiritual wisdom. Home needing TLC. Yeah. Your home is your body. You know what I'm saying? I look at my home as, okay, past life connection. Live your dream. Oh. Cancer happens. You got a lot of water in your chart. Whoever I'm channeling for. Okay? A lot of water in your chart. TLC. Giving your home some self-attention. Sometimes you got to sage cleanse. Especially, me being a practitioner day in and day out. I stay cleansing. I stay saging. I stay trying to keep my home, my temple, and in this well of staying out of energies, light field. You know what I'm saying? How they say, I stay in my own lane. But this is something you may have had to deal with the conflict with the 501s. Conflict can also be with the 501s, obstacles, challenges. Maybe you have to be, you were challenged as a kid not to say anything, and now as an adult, you are rooting that within who you are, but that's not going to get you the beginning that you need. That's not going to, baby, it's not going to get you nowhere. Okay, but ran over, bullied, and some more stuff, which maybe that may be into conflict. You realize that maybe you were a little bullied, mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, and your childhood. Maybe you were a little pushed around. I teach Tristan to push back, baby. Don't don't come for him. He's a Scorpio. Okay, he is definitely gonna tell you how you feel, and then some. Okay. So maybe that starts as a child, but at the end of the day, like the Bible say, we put away childish ways, and as you're an adult, you go to nourish and you go to start new beginnings and new chapters for yourself, and being able to communicate and stand on ground. And of course, it's going to take a lot of conflict, because people don't like people that push back. I know that for a fact. I always come out, me, for example, I always come out, I'm the bully because I push back. No, I'm the survivor because I'm not going to allow you to talk to me or handle me no any kind of way, period, point blank. Okay? So maybe that could be what the situation is, where you would have to defend yourself, and like I say, some words is never said. I'm getting a good, I know me personally with the nourishment, I'm getting good with detaching my feelings and just being on silent, because silence speaks volume as well. Okay? Especially if you're in the King of Cups. I am a water sign, and baby, you go silent on me. You done told me all I needed to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. But at the end of the day, that's not the best way, because if you're holding something within the moon, or your person holding something within the moon, that's not healthy. And it's time to nourish that. You'll be more victorious if you do. And that's what I got for you, Aries. Bye.